This is the thing. I bought this when it was 15 days to flatten the curve. I don't buy this now. You'll eventually in the future be able to. You are violating so many God-given rights in the last year and a half. I can't even begin to count them. And I'm sorry, there comes a point when common sense starts to play a role, when we as individuals have to make the choice. And most people don't want to make the choice. They don't want to take responsibility for their own actions because they feel like maybe there's something holding them back, or maybe they're going to fail, or maybe they're not good enough or not smart enough or whatever. And so they never actually really truly apply freedom. I want to play something from a guy that was on my Friday night exclusive on Blaze TV, and I was talking to him about, I think, Disney, and we were having a great conversation, and he throws this in the middle. I want you to listen.
I had a breakthrough moment like that as well on the show. My father was homeless, crack addict, and he pulled down our family for years. And it was something that I had to overcome, and I explained it through the show. And I was something that I kind of hid for many, many years. When you're around kind of successful people, you tend to think that they're going to judge you on things. And I kept that quiet for quite some time. I don't know if it was embarrassment or what it was, but I came to a point to where I said, you know what, I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to release this from myself. And I did. And
it's the most American thing you can do. You know, I have a friend who works here. He's Scottish. And the people over in Great Britain, they drop the C word all the time. Like it's no big deal. Over here, you don't use the C word. Over there, it means something entirely different. So I'm used to just, hearing things from him. And I'm like, yeah, keep that one down. Keep that to yourself. And at one point, I said to him, you're just a bastard. And he went, excuse me? That's offensive over there in ways we don't mean it here. What we mean is you're just a jerk. You're a pain in my ass. Over there, it actually means you are not born legitimately. And in Europe, that still matters. That still matters. You have to be born of the right family in the right place, the right time, with the right connections. That's what made us different. It's the most American thing to be able to say, I had nothing. I came from parents that gave me nothing. I came from a bad household. I had no connections. Look at how they're saying now. If you're a self-educated man, you can't listen to them. They're not educated. Excuse me? I may not have a fancy degree from a fancy school that you went to, but come on, let's bring it on. Let's see who really is the imbecile. I can hold my own. I may not have your fancy education, but I don't care. I don't care. This used to be a badge of honor. My grandfather had a third grade education. He was embarrassed, and I never knew it my entire life until recently, like maybe 15 years ago. My grandfather couldn't read. He couldn't read. But he was a shop steward at Boeing. He was a machinist that would make the most elaborate parts. If there was something that was really hard to make that they were making at the very beginning, just trying something, he was the guy they called on. He couldn't read. They didn't even know he couldn't read. Why are we wearing these things and letting people tell us that we can't make it. I am so sick and tired of the lies that someone is keeping you down, that you can't make it, that you need somebody in Washington, D.C. to clear the path for you. That's a lie, and you need to know it. Every single one of us have setbacks. Some people's setbacks are being cursed with money, being cursed with too much as kids. Believe it or not. Oh, I'd like to have that as a problem. I wouldn't. We all have trouble. But what is it that has happened to you to convince you that you'll never make it? For the next few days, I want to, every day, talk to people on the phone, just you, average people, just like you, who have made it against even the most unspeakable odds. Now, making it does not mean you're rich, but you consider yourself a success because you're living a life you want to live. You're on the path that you want to be. We're the only species. There's nothing else in creation that gets to self-determine where you're going. Nothing else. No animals, nothing in space, nothing that we know of is self-determining. Except you. Wow, what a special gift. And someone wants to take that away from you? And we're letting them take that away from us? Excuse me. That is the most precious gift. That is so rare. You're taking my gold, my silver. Here, have it. Don't you dare touch my right to determine where I'm going to go in life. Don't you dare put a lid on me. I want to talk to people who have had problems today. You grew up in a bad family. I mean, this guy, the guy just played. He is the host of Red Pilled America. He is wildly successful now. My dad was a crack addict, and I never wanted to admit it, and it was holding me back. Admit it, man. Wear it as a badge of honor. I beat that in every other country on earth. People would say, oh, his family, they were crack addicts. You can't trust him. Not here. Not here. At least not yet. But we are moving to that place to where if you don't have a life passport, if you're not in with the right people, you're doomed. If you don't have the right opinion, you don't have the right outlook, you aren't saving the planet in exactly all of the ways somebody else has determined for you, then you can't make it. Holy cow, we better not lose this. It is the only thing that we have as humans that is unique.